About different type of defects we have discussed, right? Now, okay, you reported a defect. How much impact will be there on the business or on the application? So that also we need to consider, right? How quickly you need to fix that. So all this we're going to look into that while creating the defect. While creating the defect itself, you have to give the severity and priority. So that is what we are going to discuss today, severity and priority. Severity versus priority. So both these fields are defect attributes. So it is provided during bug report. When you are reporting the defect, you will provide that. That's the any bug report. So these severity priority will be available. So what is severity? What is priority? The meaning itself, it is clearly telling in English meaning. Severity means, so a severity of a defect is related to how severe a bug is, how much functionality is broken, how much functionality is broken. So in severity can be anything, a financial loss, damage to the environment, company's reputation, loss of life. All these are the high severity, right? So basically impacting. That's a severity. So this bug, how severely it is affecting your business. That is what the severity means. Priority of a defect is, so it is related to, so the bug should be fixed and deployed to the live servers immediately. If there is a priority, so different levels are there. So high, medium, low. So not that much important, then you can postpone. Maybe you can fix later that bug. It is a bug, but you can fix it later if it is not impacting any functionality. Very low bug means so you can fix it later. That's a priority. So high severity, high priority bug. High severity, high priority bug. So what is the scenario? What is the you have to create all these kind of scenarios in your application. So whatever the first project you are keeping, in that project you created, they will ask, can you tell me one high severity, high priority bug? You should be able to give one example. So don't hesitate. You can give anything, but that should be trustable. So when you're giving, so it should be a trustable. That is, even though if you don't do also, just tell, okay, when I was testing, this is the critical bug. So you have to explain how critical it is, how it is impacted. So many test cases blocked because of this. So you have to give the reasons. That's a high severity, high priority bug means a major path of the application is broken. It's not working. Major functionality is not working. Then you will give a high severity, high priority bug, and it's a blocker bug also. Blocker or showstopper bug also we call that. So for example, in the e-commerce website, so every customer get error message on the booking time, so cannot place the orders. The main objective is e-commerce website. The main objective is so place the order, right? If the order is not able to place, means not good. So something wrong with your application. So that is impacting, right? A lot of people it is going to impact. That's why you can give high priority, high severity bugs are immediately needs to be addressed by development team. So they should immediately address this. Next, high severity, low priority bug. High severity, low priority. Priority is not that much important. So this happens when a bug causes major problems, but only happens in very rare conditions, not all the cases. So for example, customers are using very old browser and cannot continue with their purchase of a product because the number of customers with very old browsers is very less people will use. Maybe there is a workaround for this. It's not blocking you. The workaround is there. You can just you can continue. Basically, that's the high severity, low priority bug. Why low priority means not that much important. Severity means the functionality is broken, but still there is an alternative workaround for that. High priority, low severity bug. Observe here. High priority, low severity bug. See, severity is very less, but priority is important. See, what is that kind of scenarios? A logo or a name of the company is not displayed on the website, front page. So that is not acceptable. So that's why high priority, but it's not a functional issue. It's just a display issue, UI issue. But that too company logo or company name. Then, so you can give high priority, low severity bugs. Next, low priority, low severity. So there is a even priority also less, not a functional issue. It's just a small issue. Very less people will use that. That cases you can give low priority, low severity bug. Suppose you have a privacy policy link. When you click on that, it is taking more time to load, but it will load definitely, but taking more time. So that kind of small things, and you can give low priority, low severity bugs. So these are the just examples, and these are the different tracking tools. Bug tracker tools, Rational, ClearQuest, Bugzilla, Jira, Quality Center, or ALM. Now ALM is the name. So before Test Director, Quality Center, now they change it to ALM. So Rally, these are all the different tracking tools, bug tracking tools. So you can report the defects also here. So that's all about defects and how to report the defects. Okay. So I just want to give a little overview of the Jira tool. So here is the So when you're using Agile process, there is a Agile board. It will be like this. So the task assigned to each person, it will be shown here. So with his name and a logo, if he has a picture uploaded, it will be there. So this is just a cards type. It will be there. This is the Agile board, we call that. So the task will be task or stories or anything will be assigned to each person in the sprint. Once it is assigned, and they will ask every day what is the status. Okay, this is assigned to you, what is the status? This is assigned to you. What is the status? So you have to give status every day. So if it is no work in progress, you just move to in progress state and keep it there. So until you complete that work, then you can put it a review purpose. Then deploy testing purpose. Then once it is completed, you can finally done. So that's the Agile board will be there. See this? First to-do list, open, in progress, under review, final approval, done. So this is the any story, it will go this process in the Jira. So then we have a bug life cycle or a defect life cycle. This is very important. So they will ask you what is the bug life cycle. Bug life cycle means what? Like a human life cycle, right? From birth to death. Same here also. When you open the bug, after opening the bug, from opening the bug to till closing the bug. So what are all different status it undergoes? That is called bug life cycle. So when you open first time, the status is open status. Once in the bug triage meeting, they will evaluate whether that bug is valid or invalid. If it is a valid, and it will be assigned to development team. And still in open status, but assigned to development. But you will also assign. But right candidate, it will be assigned in the bug triage meeting. If it is not valid, they will say invalid and duplicate, and they can close it. They will close it. And so you started working, developer started working. He will change that to in progress. So open to in progress. That means he is working on that defect. So once he fixes that, he will change in progress to fixed. So they'll just give fixed. Once fixed, so that it will be deployed to the one environment and he will start testing. That is a retesting, he will do that here. So fixed bugs only will retest it. So in the retesting, if it is passed, you will close that. If it failed, the test case again failed, you will reopen that and assign to the same developer. So this is called bug lifecycle. For every bug, all these statuses you will undergo. Okay, so that's a bug lifecycle means. So that's all about bug life cycle, and that is the main important they are going to ask you. So in the ALM also you have, when you log in to the ALM, Application Lifecycle Management tool, it is owned by Micro Focus company now. Now Micro Focus also acquired by Open Text company, and it's a part of Open Text, this ALM. So in the ALM, once you log in, so this is why you will use Jira ALM also. So to track the user stories, epics, tasks, defects, that will be used. Jira or ALM, both are same. Even Rally. So these are all same things. Once you log in, there are many tabs will be there. Dashboard, management, requirements, testing. So these are the different tabs will be there. In the test plan tab, so you will report all the test cases creation will happen. Test lab tab, so here we will execute the test cases. So the defect tab, there is one more defect tab. So you will create the defects and track the defects. So that's all the different tabs. What is the purpose of that? Okay. So that's all bug life cycle we have seen. So that's it now overall, and I'll show you tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So today we'll cover a few more things. So what are the different types of testings we'll cover? And tomorrow I'll show you a real time how to test the application. So how to test the application, we'll see that. So that you'll get some idea how we are testing and how to report the defects. I'll show you that. Okay, so all those things we'll see, and also some bugs I'll show you, so that how to report different defects, how to take screenshots, how to attach to the files, all those we'll see that. Okay, so that it will be easy for you also. So you will get some idea how to do a manual testing. You will get idea. So don't miss, join very early, so that I'll start testing applications, and I'll show you the real user stories and how to report the defects, how to write the test cases. So I'll show you tomorrow Azure DevOps also little bit. Okay. So Jira also it is same. How to reporting the defect everywhere same. Reporting defects everywhere same procedure. Okay. So there are different types of testings are there. Functional testing, non-functional testing. So functional testing means, so basically it involves functional requirements will be tested, whether the application is working or not. You can check that. Whether the application is working or not, you can check it. That's a functional testing. In the functional testing, we have unit testing, integration testing, end-to-end testing, smoke testing, sanity, regression, acceptance, white box, black box, interface testing, all these are available. So as I already mentioned, unit testing means testing there. So unit testing means just a micro function of the application. Each function you will test it. Each function you will test it. That's the unit testing means. Unit testing is done by developers. So unit testing is done by developers. As I already mentioned in the test levels. And next we have a component testing. So component testing means each module or component tested independently to check the expected output is matching with the application output. That is the component testing. So component means login module is one component. Search module is one component. Add to cart is another component. But here they all are combined. But individual components are tested so independently and check each one is working. Again, you have to check UI test cases, functional test cases, all you have to test it. So that's the component testing. So testing the UI part for usability and accessibility. Testing the page loading to ensure performance is good or bad. Trying SQL injection through UI components. Testing login function with valid and invalid user credentials. So just one component we are taking, login component. So these are all things you will test it. Then integration testing means So independent modules, right, all are combined together as a single unit. Then you will check each module, the data flow is happening between different modules or not, you will check it. That is the integration testing means. The data flow is happening from one module to other module or not, whether they are communicating each other or not. So that is called integration testing, we call that. Okay, and say this is the one, module 1 to module 2, module 2 to module 3, or module 1 to module 3. The communication is happening or not, you will check. That's the integration testing means. So in smoke testing is performed on the new build. So basically, when you get a new build from the development team, QA team will verify basic functionality is working or not. So what you will check in the smoke testing? The basic functionality is working or not, you will check. That's called smoke testing. If smoke test is failed, okay, so development is given the build, so you will do a smoke test. If you failed, you will reject the build and given to development team. You will report it's not working, so please fix it and give it to me. So if smoke test is passed, so you will accept the build and further test you continue. Further test cases you execute them. Okay, so that's a smoke test. Basic functionality will be checked, not entire test cases. So the main objective is whether your application is stable or not. You're going to check. That's what the smoke test. Okay, so that's the sum of the test case I have given here, but not required. So regression testing. So regression testing means, see that. So there are a lot of sprints will be there, right? In the sprint 1, functionality 1 developed. In sprint 2, functionality 1 and functionality 2 developed. Functionality 2, not functionality 1 already developed. So functionality 2. Now, when it comes to sprint 2, you have to test functionality 1 plus functionality 2. Both you have to test. That is called regression testing. Regression testing is, so you have to test all the new features plus old features. That is called regression testing. All the features, all the functionality is working as per expectation or not, you are going to check. So that is called regression. If any issue comes, you just report that. So that's the regression testing means. Then what is sanity testing? So when a new build is received with minor modifications, instead of running through all the regression test cases, so where the change happened, only that part you test it before releasing. Smoke is when you get the build first time. Sanity is before releasing, you will perform the sanity testing. So that's the sanity test. Only where the change happened, on that area only will test effectively, in depth. So that is called sanity testing. It's a subset of regression testing. Sanity is a subset of regression. Regression means whole functionality, right? But sanity means where the change, where the fix happened. That area only you will test it. That's the sanity testing means. What is end-to-end testing? So end-to-end testing means, suppose you take Amazon website. So you want to book a product. Then what you will do, you will create an account, you will log in, and then you will search, then you add to cart, then you will give the address, and then you will, right, you will, basically you will add to the cart, payment will be done, finally confirmation, right? This is the entire flow. That entire flow is called end-to-end testing, one end-to-end flow. So booking a product is one end-to-end flow. Or you just want to search, you add to cart. That's one end-to-end flow. You just save it for later. You just add it to the cart and it will be there. That's one end-to-end flow. So basically you will start somewhere and end somewhere. That's called end-to-end flow. So like, sending a mail. One end-to-end flow. And you go and check in another account whether you received or not. That's a one end-to-end flow. So that's the end-to-end testing means. So you are going to touch each and every part of the application, like a web server, application server, a database server, all the components you are going to touch. So that is called end-to-end flow means. Okay, so that's the end-to-end testing means. So user interface testing, so like UI test cases, I already told, right? All the UI test cases. So the user friendliness or not, you will check it. So accessibility testing. So accessible to all or not. So basically this is whether your application is accessible to physically challenged people or not. Disability people, or deaf and dumb people, color blindness people, are they able to access or not, you will check. That's accessibility testing means. So alpha testing, as I mentioned already, it's a testing performed inside the company before giving it to the end users. So that's alpha testing means. So user acceptance testing also we call this. So before giving to the customer, internally all the real use cases will be tested. That is called alpha testing. So beta testing means, so you will give the build to the end users, the customers, and they will test it. Not, you are not going to participate in. So company people won't be participating in the beta testing. It's outside the company it will happen. If they find any issues, they will let us know, and development team will work on that and fix that again. So you will also test and they will also test it. So like that, before moving the build to the production, so outside people, inside the company people will be tested. So if it is tested inside the company with the real use cases, that is called alpha testing. And the company outside, the end users will be tested. That is called beta testing. Okay, very simple. So ad hoc testing and exploratory testing. So what is mean by ad hoc testing and exploratory testing? So as the name suggests, ad hoc testing is a kind of, ad hoc manner. Randomly it will be performed. Randomly, so testing will be performed. That's the ad hoc testing we call this. And so there is a exploratory testing. So in the ad hoc testing, I want to give one more point in the ad hoc. In the ad hoc testing, you don't have any document. Without any document, you will go randomly and perform that, testing. So randomly you will access basically. And if you go to the new website, how you will access? The same way, ad hoc means randomly you will go and give your own data and perform that. That's called ad hoc testing means. Without any document, no requirements, nothing. You will just give the application, you will test it randomly based on your previous experience and all the tests you will execute. That is called ad hoc. Random testing, ad hoc manner you will perform testing. Exploratory testing. So exploratory testing is performed. Exploratory testing is performed first you explore. That means you learn it. You know that functionality. Then you perform the testing. So once you learn it and then perform the testing, you have a document, you have everything, information, then you will test it. That is called exploratory testing. So black box testing, you already know. Black box testing means it's just it is one of the testing techniques. So it is one of the testing technique. Is mainly the tests based on the requirements only. And you will mainly focus on the external behavior of the application. How, say now when I click on this, how it is behaving. So it is moving to other page, right? That's the external behavior. So how it is behaving. All this will be tested with this. That's the black box testing. Basically testing each and every part of the application by clicking, by entering data, by checking the checkbox, by selecting the option from drop down. All this you are going to check, and also verifications. Okay, if we add number of products, that many count should show here, whether it is showing or not. When I log in, whether my name is showing here or not. So this is the all test cases you will do that. And see your address is showing or not. So that's the black box testing, say functional testing also we call that. White box, as I mentioned, it's a external, basically internal structure of the application you will focus. You're not bothered about external behavior. You don't need external behavior. You will mainly focus on the internally what is happening. So that's what a white box testing. So mutation testing is a type of white box testing. So one of the source code will be checked. So, but that's not that much. But acceptance testing. So whether the build is acceptable before handing over to the customer. Customer will verify all the requirements before he is accepting the application. So that's called acceptance testing. Other than that, nothing. So these are all functional testing